Perez. Wilton makes a run ahead of it. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
Hello, dear listener, and welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland. We are a mustachioed Arsenal podcast. Don't laugh at my moustache. It's a new me. It's 2023. And we're here with me to celebrate our first FA Cup game of 2023. It's the Femster. Right, Femi?
Hey, how you doing? New year, new beard? I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever join me in just having a moustache?
No chance.
What would your kids do if they saw you with only a moustache, a big hair?
Funny enough, my child has started putting hair clips in my beard recently. So that's new.
That is a rocky road. Sean does that with me at Christmas. We've got Christmas decoration baubles. They're called beard baubles. And she stuffs them in my beard whether I want them or not. Didn't do it this year because Lidl tried to kill her by working her to death. Anyway, enough about that. In the chat, we've got Phil Macker. We still got Phil Macker saying hello. And there's Michael in Sweden. I bet it's bloody freezing in Sweden. I wouldn't like to be there at the moment. I don't think I'd do well with a cold. And at the moment, that's just you two. And we're only going to be doing this for 35 minutes. There is 9 of you watching somewhere. And how many of you? Oh, there's 27 watching on Twitter. Hello, everybody on Twitter. If you are new, come and find us on Twitch and find us on YouTube. And then you can join in with the chit-chat. Jim Eves is there. Hello, Jim. Rocky is there. Good evening, guys. I just need to get this window there and move it across a little bit. Otherwise, I will forget. All right, I've got a few facts about Oxford United. Fem, see how many of these tickle your Oxford United funny bone. David Bentley made his debut against Oxford in 2004 in the FA Cup, aged 19.
Ah, that I probably do remember.
Tom Andrew is there from the US of A. And Love Johnson, Love Johansson, not Johnson, Johansson in second Swede. 2 Swedish people. Yeah, too cold there for me. And another fact, Martin Hayes, do you remember him? Whoops-a-daisy, Martin Hazy, as we used to sing to him. Top goal scorer for one season, and we flogged him at Celtic. He made his debut against them in Division 1 in 1990. The legendary Martin Keown was born in Oxford, but never actually played for Oxford. But he had 2 spells at Arsenal. We sold him to
Everton,
and then was it Aston Villa?
Oh yeah, Aston Villa, yeah.
Oh, then we bought him back from Everton. He made his last game in the first spell against them in Division 1. He played against them. We sold Carlin Ayatonga to Oxford in 2003. And Matt Upson's final game for Arsenal was against Oxford in the 2003 FA Cup game, which we'll come to. And finally, Tommy Caton, RIP, bless him, played for both sides too. And I'm sure there must be more people, but that's all I could find in the 4 minutes that I had when I went, I wonder if there's any connections with Oxford. There's a few more people there. Sai is there, dropping the hashtags, dropping by to say hello. 2-0 to Oxford, Arteta out. You're a very bad man, Sai. Michael says, it's really warm here at the moment, if you don't mind the rain. Yes, every day here is cold, wet and windy, and I hate it. Mr. Bobleck says, good evening, everybody. And then he says, Femi, mate, how are you? And he is watching on Twitch. And Michael is watching on Twitch. So that means there are 3 people watching on Twitch because one of them is me. Right, let's move into some of the stuff that I've got. First of all, what do you know about Oxford?
I think they wear yellow and they got a ball on their shirt. Is it a ball? Looks like a ball.
I've just done a tweet about it. Oh, yeah.
Sure.
A bull.
Yeah, a ball, yeah.
I was thinking bull as in round, as in kick, as in football. Yeah, bull. They have a bull on it. Yes. And they used to be owned by the newspaper magnate. What was his name? Maxwell. Robert Maxwell. But we don't talk about the Maxwells because dodgy business.
Okay.
So you don't know anything else about them. I told you earlier that they're 15th in League One, and so they shouldn't really be much of a problem. What sort of team do you think we're going to put out tonight?
I think we'll go stronger than most people think.
Yeah.
What we got? 25 minutes to lineups. I think Matt Turner will probably play in goal.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
the third keeper played in the League Cup, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, he gave away that penalty, didn't he, against Brighton? So
I know we lost 3-1, but I can't remember who
yeah,
was in
he
goal.
gave away a penalty. Yeah, it was the third keeper, Carhine, was it? Yeah,
Oh,
Carhine.
is he from Estonia?
Yeah.
Ah.
So I think we can shift our back line a little bit, but I think one of the back four I think Tierney would play, not Cedric. Tomiyasu will probably play, and I'm guessing Holding will play with Saliba. I'm guessing, or Gabriel. I'm not sure. One of those two will play.
Gabriel and Saliba, which would you rather rest?
Oh, man, I'd rest Gabriel.
Yeah, he's trying to grow his hair back.
he's only left-sided defender, really, naturally left-sided, so we can wrap him up in cotton wool a bit. Midfield, I think Granit Xhaka is going to play because he always plays.
He doesn't actually wear himself out, does he, during the normal game?
I'm pretty sure Elneny will play. Somehow, I think Sambi Lokonga will play as well as a third one because Fabio Vieira is probably needed further forward. I think we might see. What do you think about ESR? What do you think? Start or off the bench?
Well, if we go and have a look at our injury table, it says Jesus is still out. Smith Rowe on the 9th of January. On the 7th of January, they said, tomorrow, if he trains well, he will hopefully be available to give us something in the game. We need to fit him in at his best. When we have that, we have an incredible player. So that sounds like he's ready to go. Late fitness test.
Yeah, he's ready to go. I mean, he's been in training a couple of weeks now. I think off the bench, as Mr. Bowblocks is saying in the chat, I think he'll come off the bench. Yeah, I think to start him is a bit. I don't know.
They're going to want to kick us at first, aren't they?
Yeah, and his injury record just. But sometimes I don't know, because when you start the game, you warm up a little bit better, don't you? You see, because sometimes I go to the matches early and I watch them warming up, and the starters do a proper warm up. You know, they warm up for like 15, 20 minutes. Whereas a sub, you know, let's say someone gets injured and they want him to come on. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember that game actually when we played Sheffield Wednesday once in the League Cup? This was still under Arsene Wenger actually, and we lost. We lost Theo Walcott to a hamstring injury, and the Ox came on and he got injured like 5 minutes later. Same thing, straight away injured. So sometimes
that was always a thing, though, wasn't it, with Wenger?
Yeah,
we thought he wasn't warm and brought him back too soon, and they didn't warm up properly.
Yeah, so if they don't warm up properly, you know, you are likely to get more of an injury. So sometimes it's easier to start a player, let him get 60 minutes and take him off.
Data points out something very important here. They're called Oxford, and it's an ox on the front of their badge, not a bull. Why didn't we think of that? Yeah, she's made us look like right melons there. Matt Roberts is there. Hello, Matt. Obviously, hello, Data. Tulby Fool says, I almost asked who's going to start up front because Eddie is basically the only one we have. But then I saw the mustache and got intimidated. Up front, what are we going to do? Because it's Eddie, and that's about it, isn't it? I mean, there was that young man who was on the bench against Newcastle. Apparently,
he played on Saturday.
Data's only guessing that it's an ox.
He played on Saturday.
Who?
The kid that was on the bench. He played for the under 21s.
Yeah, how did he get on?
Absolutely smashed 6-0, didn't they? Or under 21s. By Man City, of course. To be fair, that's the first match they've lost in a while, but yeah, they lost 6-0.
Oh wow! I'm just looking here. They lost 6-0, and they had a Scottish bloke score 2, an English bloke score 2, and a bloke from Portugal. Portugal scored 2 as well. Wow. Yes, so that doesn't look very good, does it?
Yeah, and a lot of the young players who I thought would play this game, or at least make the squad, actually played on Saturday. So either for the under-21s or the under-18s, Jack Wilshere's team. A majority of the other ones, like Ethan, Nwaneri, players like that,
Not.
played
What do you think
for the
about the fact
under-18.
that Arteta gave him his debut, and then I don't know, I've never seen him since. Not even on the bench.
I mean, but he did go with them to pre-season, to be fair, and he played all the pre-season games.
Yeah.
So obviously he's still in their mind. I mean, he's still only 15, Daddy.
I know.
Keep remembering that.
I'd like to know what the logic was behind giving him his debut at 15. Why? There's got to be players who are under 23s or under 21s that are 18, 19, 20. They must look at that and go, well, why have you given him a debut at 15?
Yeah,
Weird.
but then, I mean, it could be politics where he needs to sign a new contract. We don't exactly want him to leave. I mean, when he turns 16, we got to try and make him sign a contract. So if he sees a pathway for himself, and he's probably, one of the more talented ones in that. I mean, I was going to say in that age range, but he's 15 years old, and he looks huge already. So imagine him when he's sort of 17, 18. Yeah.
I can hear music. Alexa, stop. That is so strange. Why can I hear music? Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
I hadn't muted my computer properly.
There you go. It's stopped now.
And yeah, it was. I was just looking at the league table for the under-21s. Man City are top with 24. Palace and Arsenal are second with 23. Liverpool fourth with 22, and bottom of the league, Spurs with 9. So they're not actually doing too bad.
Yeah, we hadn't lost a game for a while. It's just obviously Man City, isn't it? They're just everything, isn't it? They're just hoovering up all the talent all over the place.
Pete Coulson says, what do we think of the white kit lock? Brings back bad memories of Forest away last season. Tell people what the white kit is for.
Yeah, so I think the white kit, they did it I think is an association with a charity. It's about stopping knife crime, which is something that's quite bad in the UK. So I think the Arsenal and a charity got together. And what's interesting about the white kit last year was they said it was only going to be handed to a select number of people. Now, I'm pretty sure I saw quite a few people wearing it towards the end of the season. So I don't know if some people sold it or what happened with that white kit. But obviously, we only wore it once last year for the FA Cup third round, which is Nottingham Forest, and we got absolutely spanked in that game. And someone actually said to me today, they said, I hope we've got a backup kit in the changing room because maybe the players can't see each other in that kit or something.
I'd imagine to play in a white kit in the beginning of January in the snow, the rain, the mud, and the hail, and probably not the best time of the year to be wearing it because it's gonna get quite dirty.
Why does that white kit look totally different to like a Real Madrid or Leeds United white kit?
Because it's all white. There's no definition.
All white. There's not even a logo, is there? Yeah, but even the logo was white, wasn't it?
It was. I don't like it at all.
The branding was white. I think even Leeds, you can see their what's it called? Their sponsorship. I think Madrid, you can see their sponsorship as well. So I guess that's the main difference.
If it was going to be a long-term kit, then they would have to do something about their sponsorship because you can't see it. But if it's a one-off, you'd have to be a pretty miserable sponsor to say, "Oi, no, I'm not. You're not doing that."
You can't even see. I mean, they actually locked up the Arsenal badge is gone as well, so you can't even see the Arsenal badge.
It's a horrible kit, and I don't like white clothes anyway because I dribble and I had dropped food on myself. Don't know what side did I lose a bet, and I did it to annoy Sian, and she didn't really care. She said I look like a nonce. Pete Coulson, we've done that one. Mr. Boblex, Martinelli up front. Is that a doable? Do we need to risk the likes of him against a League One side?
No, I think if you're going to rest a player out of Martinelli and Eddie, I'm sorry, but Martinelli probably would need a rest. I think the only people are a bit concerned because obviously if Eddie gets injured, we're pretty screwed because he's the only striker we have in the first team or youth team, it seems. So I don't know. I think I think Martinelli just looked absolutely knackered in the last game, remembering that he went to the World Cup and Eddie just had like 6 weeks off. So I'm sure he can handle another game.
Okay. Right, just reading through people's comments, commenting on my wonderful moustache. It wasn't a full handlebar one, but then I trimmed it up too much. Let's have a look at where you can watch the game. It's going to be on ITV or UTV in Northern Ireland or STV in Scotland and Talk Radio at commentating on it and Solar Radio 5. Basically, you can't get away from not seeing. It's good that it's on ITV, ITV Player and ITVX.
Isn't it just right for an upset?
Oh no, it's not.
It's the only game on. It's a nighttime away game. Every channel, every radio station has got it. It's just set up, isn't it, for a massive upset tonight?
Well, I want to talk about that in a minute. But we've played Oxford 7, 8, 9 times. We've won 4, drawn 3, and lost 2. The last time we played them was in the FA Cup in the 4th of January 2003. So that was 20 years and 5 days ago. Bergkamp scored after 15 minutes. I might even have been there for this. Don't remember it. Scott Niven scored an own goal. Our line-up that day was Seaman in goal, Kieran and Upson at centre-back, Luzhny at right-back. Left-back would have been... That's a good question. Maybe Sebastian Svard. The young Danish man. Kolo Toure also played, so maybe played 3 at the back. That would make more sense because there's no. Then played. I've got no idea. Edu and Toure probably in the middle. I mean, no, Perez was on one side. Van Bronckhorst maybe on the other. Actually, there's your left back. They've got him down as a midfielder. What am I talking about? Left back Van Bronckhorst, right back Luzhny, centre backs Keown and Upson, and then it'd be Sebastian Svard and Kolo Toure, because when Toure first came to Arsenal, he was a DM, with Edu in midfield 3, and then Bergkamp and Fanny Jeffers up front. And Gilberto Silva, David Bentley, and Sylvain Wiltord all came on as subs. Some pretty decent names there. Only allowed 3 subs. What a day. Oh, Stuart Taylor and Igor Stepanovs weren't used. The game before that, they've only played them one other time in the FA Cup, was the 30th of January 1963, again in the third round, smashed them 5-1 at Highbury. Only 14,000 people turned up. Joe Baker got 2, Jeff Strong got 2, and Johnny McLeod got 2. And of all these Arsenal players, I don't really know any of them, so we won't talk about that.
1994, did you say?
63.
Oh, 63. I thought you said 94. I thought I should know a few of the players from 94. That doesn't sound... sound...
We did play them in the last time they were in the top league was 1987, 1988. We beat them 2-0 at home and 0-0 away. So they're not very good. They haven't got any decent players and kind of giving it the kiss of death there. What are people saying in the chat about it? Data says, remember the 9 out of 10 white kits?
Someone, I think Peter Colson said, getting vibes of Wrexham. Remember Wrexham?
No, that's not happening. Okay, would you be bothered if we were knocked out of the FA Cup?
I think it would be very embarrassing, to be honest.
But then we'd be go on.
No, just because of like I said, the setup for tonight with everyone watching. Basically, it's the only game tonight of the FA. It would be embarrassing, and obviously, when Arsenal lose, it doesn't matter what happened anywhere else. It's the biggest story in town. So, I mean, obviously, winning gets you, the easy draw of Man City away, doesn't it? So, it's a bit of a...
That is an odd thing. So we're basically out in the next round anyway, because they have got 3 first teams and we've only got 1 first team and 3 other decent players. So,
well, I think the only thing that you got to remember with Man City is, I know everyone thinks we'll lose away, but if you look at their fixture list, they basically have non-stop games until that weekend.
Yeah.
So we've got 1 game a week basically. We got today, we got Spurs, United, and then we got the FA Cup game. So we basically got 1 game a week. They've got a midweek game this week. If they win that, they've got a 2-legged League Cup tie as well as their league games. So they will have to use their squad. So at some point, hopefully by the time they meet us, they might think, oh, let's rest even more players.
Magic Mike made a point last night when I said, oh, well, it'll give us some time off. He said no, because the third and the fourth round of the FA Cups, those weekends are cleared for FA Cup games. So, but then I said we could have a week away in Dubai. But we won't lose to them. But losing to Man City, I mean, losing to the best team in the world with the most money, well, second most money, isn't too bad. We've got a new name there.
I think we can give them a game there. Why not? I think, like I said, we only got one game a week for the next foreseeable future, so it's just about playing the same team. I mean, tonight should be the only game that we should need to rest players anyway, because if you're playing one game a week, why do you need to rest?
Yes. Pink Panther, that's a new one. It's got, his avatar looks like a murderer, like I used to before I now look about 60. Drago says, we are the Arsenal, for fuck's sake, 14 times winners. Have some pride, people. So how do you think the game's going to go?
Tonight?
Yeah.
I think we're just too professional now. I think Arteta's just got this team in too much of a groove. I mean, I want to say all of this, and then we'll turn up like we did against Nottingham Forest last year, but I just don't see it, to be honest. I think that's why I think you'll have a few senior players in there like Xhaka. I mean, last year I think I remember like Charlie Patino was making his full debut. There was a couple of Cedric was playing like and then players looking like they were playing on ice skates. So, I just think we're just too professional for that now. We're just too homed in, and I think what encourages me more is actually during our pre-season little mini winter breaks, we played quite a lot of mixed teams, and we looked exactly the same. Played the same way. We played it's just we just seem to have a groove now. Everyone knows their position. Everyone knows their job. And I think we'll just be too strong. I'm looking forward to seeing Fabio Vieira play tonight, because
that's been a bit weird.
Arteta's been speaking him up. Yeah.
I mean, if somebody did say that, when people are asking why did he only bring on one sub against Newcastle, and we were looking for someone with some ability to set up goals, and he was a goal-setting up machine in Portugal last season. But then I think someone made the comment that he's got skinny little legs, and if he'd have gone out there, they might have broken him. What do you think to that? I mean, 35 million to sit on the bench.
Yeah. I just think we didn't want to lose that game. As much as we wanted to win it, I think we didn't want to lose it. And making a change like that could win you the game, but also you could picture him getting shoved off the ball in midfield and then having a breakaway goal, something like that. So I think Arteta does need to get to the point where he trusts his bench a little bit more, but I think sometimes it's just better not to lose a game. I don't know. Maybe that's just what he was thinking is, should I do? Because I mean, look at you got an example of the game before, for example, Brighton, where you made a few changes and the team just totally, I mean, almost capitulated towards the end of that game. So you don't want one change to kind of destabilize the whole thing, and you don't get a point out of the game.
Pete says, I don't want to see Saka or Partey even on the bench tonight. We are going to have to play Eddie, but it is a risk. None.
Yeah, I guarantee you, I wouldn't be surprised if Saka started number one, and I guarantee you, if they're all going to be on the bench. If you look at the Premier League teams, the top teams this weekend, from Liverpool to United to let me not even say Chelsea, they're not a top team right now, to City, all of them, to even Spurs, they all played their first team or had their first team on the bench. United had players like Rashford playing and all of their first team basically. City had all their players either on the bench or on the pitch. So there's no way that we're going to see a shadow team. It's just impossible. I know the games are huge. I want to see Saka rested, but Arteta just has form. That's all I'll say to you. He has form, which is he picks Saka every opportunity he gets.
Yes. Well, when you have your favourite toy, your best toy, you are going to try and whip it out and show it off to everybody as often
I
as possible.
expect him. I expect him to rest tonight. I think Fabio Vieira will play on that side tonight, and Marquinhos probably will play on the left. Even though I'm really not sure about him.
Pink Panther says there's some good young Croatian talent that we should be looking into. Who would that be?
I don't know. Arsenal just need players at the moment because we just need players.
Drago says ESR hits form. If ESR hits form, we'll be in for a treat. We certainly will do. Macca Phil, I don't know why I called you Macca, says Sunday's game at the Scum is huge. Please rest Saka. And hi Bert says, what is the lineup? Don't know yet, Bert. And hello and welcome to the channel.
Probably
Matt Roberts says Saka sub in the first minute. What does that mean?
Not because of injury.
Oh dear! Not because of injury. So you mean?
Do you know what? Do you know what I need? I need someone to check, please, how many Premier League games Saka has played in a row. Because I'm pretty sure it's over 65 now. Yeah, he hasn't missed a Premier League game in. I lost count at 50 something, but I'm pretty sure it's 65 or above in a row. I need to work that out. How to check that?
I can. If I wasn't busy talking, I could go and find it out.
No, we can do that another time, probably for the pod.
Yes. Hybert says Arteta thinks Saka earns him enough money to play. Oh, Night Dagger says, is João Felix starting? Yeah. Would you want João Felix?
Is that a Chelsea fan? Well, he's gone to Chelsea now, isn't he?
Has he?
Yeah, according to Ornstein, Chelsea just blew everyone out of the water today randomly.
Oh, I've not seen. You won't be surprised to know that I have only just got up.
Yeah, so, that was the big meltdown of Arsenal Twitter today, where it seemed like he was coming to us, and then randomly, all of a sudden, he's gone to Chelsea.
I wouldn't want him at Arsenal. Not at all. Right, I have to go and unblock Arsenal every time to see if the lineups have been put out yet. No, I'm 2 minutes early. What a nightmare. What else are the people in the chat saying? Hybert is Hibbert. There you go. So you bowled me a googly there. Matt's explaining himself. Subbed off just to save him for the North London derby. I'm actually concerned for him. The guy needs to be sitting on a sunbed doing nothing. At that age, you want to be playing football all the time.
He sat on a sunbed after the World Cup. He had like 2 weeks off, didn't he? Or 10 days off.
Pink Panther says Lovro Magier and from Rennes and Luka Sukic from Salzburg are 2 for the future. I've got a mate of mine.
Croatian players he's talking about now.
Havoje, he's Croatian. He'll know about these things. There's 43 people watching. Have you people got nothing better to do with your time? Go and give the show a thumbs up and subscribe if you like it. And if you don't like it, subscribe anyway. Pete says, quick question. We should loan Felix, yes or no? What, from Chelsea?
Yeah, it's not an option anymore, really, is it?
Well, the way they're going, it won't be too long before the manager gets sacked.
Well, someone said they're gonna lose to Fulham on Thursday and just put in 100 million bid for Mudryk and sign him the next day. Every time they lose, they sign another player.
It is Chelsea set to beat Man United and Arsenal to sign João Felix as they reach a verbal agreement with Real Madrid. 9 million loan plus they pay all of his wages. Originally, was it a 15 million pound loan or something fee for 6 months? Ridiculous. There's Todd Bowley has quit as their interim sporting director, probably because he's spent about 300 million pound and they're worse now than what they've been in a very long time. And also, Gareth Bale's retired. I thought he retired years ago, but apparently he's only just retired.
I mean, Gareth Bale retired, and I heard that what's his name retired as well. Steve Bruce retired from management.
What's someone going to do when they need a manager for 3 months to try and avoid relegation and then get relegated anyway? I like Steve Bruce. I think he's a very nice man. and he's a hell of a player. Centre back, scoring 10 goals a season in the Premier League. That was brilliant. Drago says the Arsenal start their FA Cup journey tonight, and we all saw today on Twitter was people moaning about transfers. Pathetic. I was going to do a transfer show, just pointing out all the ones that were. I've got my little logo here, and just go, that's bullshit, bullshit. But I couldn't.
Do you want me to tell you something, Bulgarian Guna? Transfers are more important than actual football these days, by the way. Did you not know that?
People make a living off the back of this month.
Yeah, the summer window and the winter window, you wouldn't. There was no point in even playing football. You would just only think. You know what? You know that first 3 or 4 games before the summer window shuts, it's like there's no point in playing football. All the managers ever get asked about is, who you signing? Are you signing him? Do you need more players? You never get anything tactical or any like worthwhile conversations. It's always about who's signing, who's leaving. I'm telling you, the transfer window is actually more important than real football.
Well, there you go. You've heard it there. I'm just looking at pictures of Kate Winslet. I shouldn't really be doing that, should I? She's trending for some reason. I just want to see if she croaked it. And thankfully, she hasn't. The crazy woman. Here we go. Look at their tweets. Come on, Arsenal, sort your lives out. Still no lineup. We're going to give it till 35 past, and then we're going. Well, what else have people been saying? Super says work can wait. Matt the Gooner says if he wants to play for the Chavs at the bridge, let him go. True. Pete says, did not know that, Fem. Let's just hope he flops it on his arse. Chavs hijacking every deal. Hibbert says, too many games. Managers are fearful to drop players to risk of being sacked because of poor decision making. Well, that's Premier League football. Bob Leck says Fulham will pump them. Keysby Knight, hello. Literally nothing better to do than come and see us. Pete says, Bale retired, what, from golf? Well, there you go. Matt, Loki's brother, says 1 to 11 Perry Groves. I'm not going to sing the song. But you, Matt and Loki will remember the whoops-a-daisy, Martin Hazy, because he made his debut against Oxford in Division 1 back in 1990. I thought he made his debut before 1990. I think that's the note that I made. Because now I'm thinking about it, I even misread that. Or maybe that was his last game in 9. I don't know. I've got no idea. And I haven't got time to go and have a look. Bob Lick says, we're still waiting for the lineups. It's still not out. It's an absolute disgrace that they know we're waiting.
Maybe someone lost it.
Well, maybe they wrote it down on white paper with white ink and they couldn't find it. Well, if that doesn't know, I mean, if Arsenal's page, Twitter isn't bringing it up, and looking through here, no one has got any of the. What's that say? 7:45. No, that's watch along. No. Well, it's just me saying no at the moment. Maybe there's a different rule for the FA Cup. Maybe you don't have to do it an hour before.
Maybe do some... Oxford 11.
Oh, who's put that up?
A journalist.
Well, no one will know what the Oxford.
Oh, Ethan Nwaneri and Emile Smith-Rowe are with the squad. So Ethan did make it with the squad. There you go.
Oh.
Oxford 11. I don't know who any of these jokers are. McGinty, I'm guessing he's a goalkeeper. Anderson, Moore, Long, and Brown. Bate, McGuane. Is that McGuane? Can't be. Remember the guy that went to Barcelona?
Yeah.
Is
it Mark or Gavin?
Yeah, it might be him. Brannigan, Brodin, Taylor, and Murphy. Who knows whether they're good or not? I don't know.
I'm going to go and have a look and see if that was our one who went to left us for. Oh,
it sounds like him, doesn't it? Oh, Arsenal team news is out.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to go and have a look at Oxford United and have a look at this season and see if it is Mark. Is it Mark or Gavin?
I called the team almost perfectly.
Go on then, what is it?
Almost perfectly. And you know what? People are going to be so... And I said this as well. Look at this. I said Matt Turner in goal, Tomiyasu and Tierney as fullbacks, Holding, But I said one of the centre backs would play, but I got the wrong one. It's actually Gabriel and not Saliba. I said Elneny would play. Lokonga would play. I thought Xhaka would play in midfield, but he's actually got Vieira in midfield. The reason why he's got Vieira in midfield is because Saka is not getting a rest. It's Saka, Nketiah, and Martinelli up front. I told you he's going strong.
This is going to be a crime against humanity for Lego people. There's the lineup there.
There you go.
Wow. I mean, they're going to be looking at that. Oh, there was a woman on Radio 5 when I was getting up saying, "Oh, I think we got a good chance against Mr. FA." No, you ain't, love. No, you ain't there. You're going to get absolutely destroyed. Looking at that, line, what are you going to go for a score prediction now we've seen the lineup? Everyone, put your score predictions in the chat and I'll read them out.
I'm thinking a good 3-0. Get them off early. I can't believe those front three are playing. I'm actually stunned by that, to be honest with you.
Especially knowing we've got Man City in the next round. But there again, he's won the FA Cup before.
Like I said to you, look at all the top teams and the teams they put out this weekend. Hardly anyone rested a lot of players. Teams are not playing young players because they got their squad players have to play, number one, but we're just not even playing with that team.
Keesby says our under 18s should be honestly winning this game. Why am I nervous? Maybe under 21s, not the 18s. Bulgaria, Drago says, strong lineup. Come on, the Arsenal. Pink Panther, come on, you Gunners. Anik says 3-1 the Arsenal. Drago says 3-0. Rocky says 3-0. Pete says, same guy. Dan, Marcus McGuane is the guy we sold to Barcelona, another Arsenal fledgling who ended up doing nothing with his career. Loki says 3-1. Jimmy was 4-0. Data 5-1. Phil Macker 4-0 at halftime, then Eddie and Saka off. Love Johansson says 2-0, heavy rotation in the second half. Matt Laguna 0-0, 5-4 on penalties. Mr. Boblex says smash them early on and then take everyone off for the second half. Boblex 5-1. Matt Roberts 0-0 and it goes to a replay. Oh dear, oh dear. Pete Coulson says 3-1 the Arsenal. Oxford score first to put up the Willies uppers or draw. Super says 4-0. Matt Laguna says up the Gunners 4-0. And Foot to Gaming says 2-2, 89th minute. Then Xhaka to wipe someone out in a penalty box to make it 3-2 Oxford. Tom Andrews says 4-0. So there you go. We have been
changing the midfield is scary. Hopefully, we still got enough in midfield. Lokonga just needs to step up tonight and do something. I really want to see him show himself tonight, Sambi Lokonga.
Yeah,
I've not been impressed with him this season at all. But he's playing further forward tonight with Elneny behind him. So let's see if that frees him up a little bit to do something different. But pretty strong lineup. I did say to you it was going to be strong lineup, didn't I? I did say. I mean, we've got a game on Sunday, so you keep the players ticking over, isn't it? It's one game a week, basically. Like I said.
Sarteta does make some strange decisions, so this one better work out as he hopes. Right, people, there you go. We've done 38 minutes, 3 minutes more than I planned. I'm going to go and squirt this up the internet and then go and watch the game. So, Femi, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Tell people where they can find you on the Twitters.
See my life. At Femster82. At Femster. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. At Femster82 on Twitter, please. Give me a follow. I'm trying to get more followers, so give me a follow.
You don't want more followers. There's more people that are going to tell you you're wrong. That's what I've found out about followers. Right, we should be back just 10 minutes after the game if I can find someone. I've got a couple of people that are going to get back to me. And that's it. So if you're new, give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. I think that's how it works. Makes no difference, really. YouTube hates us. We've been on 7,000 YouTube subscribers for about 3 years now, and it moves maybe 10 up or 10 down every couple of weeks. So, yeah, don't really worry about it. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, Femi. And here is the outro, and we will see you after the game. Goodbye.
As soon as I scored that goal, I was fucking livid. Get down, dog. Splendid business.
He nearly caught the bloody thing. What are you talking about?
So I was just eating a full quiche. Well, you don't often see them at it. So when you see them in the supermarket, they need to be swagged, microwaved immediately, and get the brown sauce on and bosh, Bob's your uncle. Never